Hello people, as some of you may be aware, I've got a new job, and for those that aren't aware, I've got a new job. Excuse the croaky voice, it'll come and go. I've had a bit of a cold, it's going now. I've known the owner of this company, Steve Fellows, for 20-25 years. In that time he's asked me on numerous occasions to come and work for him, but for whatever reason the timing or the circumstances haven't been right. So things change, and I gave him a call and we were talking, and I said, well, I'll give it a go. Initially I was going to come down to his low loader work, which European low loader work, which would have been a complete change for me and a new experience, which I was quite happy to do. But in between then and sort of now, this groupage work down into Alicante was offered to him on a box trailer, and I said to him, well, you know, a fridge probably would be better coming into Spain, and with my knowledge of loads coming out of Spain, I could probably help him reload it to come back. So that's what we're doing. It's different working for a bigger company, but yeah, it seems fine just now. Very, very friendly, very family orientated. So you'll be watching this around about New Year, because I'm home at Christmas. I'm not a people person, so I don't do New Year, so I'm quite happy to work New Year, and there's many people that like to have New Year off, so I'm quite happy to have Christmas off and let them have their New Year off. It doesn't bother me at all. Anyway, the new lorry is a next gen S500, which is sort of, it's not new, it's the oldest one on the fleet, and it was actually up for sale before this this contract was offered to him, so he's decided to keep it. I'm quite pleased with it. It's very smooth, it's very quiet, but I'm not sure if it's quiet because it's a next gen or because it's not a V8, and that's the only thing that's in my mind. I'm not quite sure. Now, it is a 500, so it does sing along, but it's not a V8, so I do notice it doesn't have the pull up the hills. I am noticing hills that I didn't know were there, and on the mountains it does lose its step, whereas the V8, that's what a V8 does. It does 90 k's, but it does 90 k's up and down, so it doesn't miss a beat, which in my mind is good, because keeping that level, that speed level, means that your fuel consumption is level, sort of. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with it, at all. I just noticed that little bit of lack of power going up the mountains, but we can live with it. It's a nice trailer, everything's fine on it, and there's nothing wrong with the lorry at all. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, I noticed that the lack of V8 on it, and people are constantly slamming V8 drivers and saying, oh, what's the difference? Well, until you've driven one on long distance and heavy haulage, heavy long distance, you will know the difference. But a V8 isn't designed for riding around towns. It isn't designed for a sprint start. It's designed for low torque and pulling. So when you get to the mountains, it just keeps going. But saying that, there's nothing wrong with this. This one it is absolutely fine. It's a 500, and so but it's just a straight 6, and it just doesn't have the underneath torque that a V8 does. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. I'm quite pleased with it, so I'll give you a look inside. Now, many of you are lorry drivers, so you will know exactly what everything is in here. Nothing different really at all. It's it's just standard everything. This one has got a retarder, you can see down there, this one has got a retarder, so that's really good for the mountains and the hills, and I wouldn't recommend coming to Spain without one, because it's a long way down. So everything's good. The guy that had it before me left me some nice lights in. He also left me the backlight, and that was very kind of him. Plenty of storage. You can see it's got the front storage lockers. There was a coffee maker in this one, but I've taken it out because it just wasted space, and I've taken a wire, 24-volt wire from there, and I've took it sort of down and back and down the plastic and the inside, and brought it out here so that I could wire my kettle in, because tea is the best thing of the day. Why is there 2 mugs, you ask? Have you got somebody in here? Nope, nobody in here. It's just that that's for coffee and that's for tea. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I am a massive tea drinker. Can't have coffee in me tea. Although the infotainment, I think they call it, has got a sat nav on it, I prefer my TomTom. That's just me. It's got a lot of places that I've been to. I've put my blackout curtains in, because obviously with the fridge you're working all sort of different hours. This one has got back cupboards as well. You can have the option of a top bunk or back cupboards. Back cupboards is fine with me, and it's better for me actually, because of being away so long. Now, unusually for me, this lorry has got 4 steps. All the other ones I've had 3 steps, or originally 2 steps, but that's because this one is a little bit higher above the engine, so that it has a flat floor. Also on the outside you have this, which opens the bottom locker. Which opens the bottom locker like that, and this, like the last lorry, last Scania, opens the top locker. Now, the problem with this is, the problem with the top locker is I can't see. I'm 5'4" and I can't see what's in there. My head is level with the bottom of the locker. So, in my bottom locker, I have a very important piece of equipment. I have bought a fold-up step. Fold-up step, marvellous piece of equipment. Means I can now see all the things that I'm supposed to have put in tidily. But at least I can see. I don't know how everybody else manages, but I have to jump just to shut the blooming thing. Now, with it being a flat floor, that does give you a massive drawer on that side, which I need to figure out a bit more, how to put some sort of shelf or boxes in it, to just so I'm using the space a bit better, I think. And this side is the fridge. There's no freezer in it, which is unfortunate, but at least it takes big bottles of milk, which is always a bonus. But what I've done is turned it right down to 2. 19 hours is what's left. It's the fridge and the night heater run off leisure batteries, which is not the main battery, so it shouldn't affect the starting. So I have it set at 2 and put all the frozen stuff at the front where the cooler is. So and it's 19 hours is what's left. It will run for 19 hours before it switches off, so it doesn't run the battery down. And then that just slides away nicely. Now it also has, on the passenger side, just above the fuse box. The fuse box is there. If you need to get at the fuse box, all you do is pull that bit of plastic off. It does just pull, it's just clipped in, and then this bit pulls off as well, and then your fuse box is underneath there. But this here is very cleverly a little table. It's a bit difficult to do with one hand, and it just unpulls and you have a table, which is quite handy. And then it just folds up and away when you're ready. Now the bunk is quite clever, and it is quite amusing actually, because it's that size when it's folded up, but if you pull the passenger seat forward and the driver's seat forward, it does extend. And the amusing thing is, I don't actually have to move the driver's seat, because not being the tallest of people, like I said earlier, 5'4", that's where I would sit anyway. So I can have the bunk pulled right out all the time, and it doesn't make any difference to my driver's seat. The only difference it makes is that the fridge is further under. So when you pull a fridge out, you can only open it that much. But if you want a cold drink, I can get my hand in there, no problem. What it does have is a lot of cigarette lighter points. There's this one I've got the sat nav in. There's a couple over there. There's one up on the shelf up there, and one down there, and I think there's one up in the cupboard up there. But all of them, apart in mine anyway, apart from this one, that one's 24 volts. All the others, including that one and the one in the seat, including the one at the top, are 12 volt, which is a bit strange. There's lots of USBs, the connectors. There's that one there and an aux, and that's a USB connector and an aux next to it, and there's a USB and an aux over there. So there's plenty of connectors. It just seems strange that there's only one 24 volt, which isn't big enough to plug the kettle into. The wire into it is not big enough, so that's why I've brought the wire down to wire my kettle to. Apart from that, everything's good. So that was just a bit of info for those people that haven't been in a lorry before. I know most of my subscribers are lorry drivers anyway, so they've probably seen it all a million times, but just I know some of them aren't. So and I've never driven an S-Line before, so I pressed that many buttons. I'm surprised I haven't found the ejector seat by now. It's got a very loud air horn, which I found that on as well, and I found out that you have to unlock the doors before opening them, otherwise the alarm goes off. Sorry for anybody that I woke up doing that. I am trying to remember. Apart from that, everything seems okay. So we'll get on with the first trip. If there's anything else you want me to know, just let me know. Now, because this is the first trip I'm doing with this unit and this trailer, the first trip that anybody has done with this outfit, I've decided just to check the height. And because they've got the low loaders that do the machinery, they've got a proper measuring stick, so if in doubt it's best to check. So it's a good job I checked, because this one is running a bit higher than the last one, and it's a bit high for running into Europe really. So at least I can tell the boss and he'll get it all sorted out. So we picked the trailer up, they dropped it on a bay and they've loaded it. Don't you just love a load of groupage? So, welcome to the port of Alicante. This is where I'm clearing customs. It is a bank holiday today, so I'm not expecting it to be too busy, but that was my plan, so at least I could figure out what was going on and where I'm going. Okay, shut up. So the guy in the gate said it's just up here on the left somewhere. That'll be it then. Oh, that looks like another English lorry. Don't know who that is. I don't know if they're asleep or if they're in the town somewhere. I'm sure we'll catch up with them. So I caught up the two guys from this company. They've been here a while. Something wrong with their papers. They've got a removals job on. Nice enough guys, but I just think it's their paperwork that's not right. This is Friday now. We got here on Thursday. This is Friday and it's a lot busier now after the holiday. But I don't think I'm going to get done till after the weekend now. So those two guys have been here for ages, and he's got this really good Hoover, which isn't a Hoover, it's a Dyson, I know, but so I've swapped him a cup of coffee for the use of his Hoover. As predicted, not getting cleared till Monday, but it's Christmas, so I shall go for a walk up the town, and the lights are absolutely stunning here. Alicante at Christmas time is really, really nice. This giant bauble thing is amazing. I don't feel the photos or the videos really do it justice. It's huge. Sound of brakes coming off. How marvellous. See you later. And we're cleared Monday morning after having a weekend in Alicante. I walked around the shopping centre and went and got something to eat with those two guys on Sunday. Nothing very exciting, but at least this one is right in the centre of town, so you can just walk up to the shops or bars, restaurants, anything like that, supermarkets. It's all just a walking distance. So this place is only about 20 minutes away, so to figure out how to get out the dock, I think I've got to give him a bit of paper at the gate where we came in and make our way up there. Never been there before, but I'm told that they're nice enough people. hopefully those two guys get cleared soon. I did feel sorry for them. They got bitten to death the first night they were down there, and they were scratching like mad. I did offer them some antihistamines. For anybody that's interested, you can get these, which are USB plug-in ones. I think they're a £5 from Amazon. And you can get these cigarette lighter ones, which are from the service stations, most places. You put these little pads in them, which contain a repellent, and you can get them pads from supermarkets. It does help to keep them away. Well, this is the name of the street I've got. Nice and busy. Go down the other end, down here somewhere. To take it steady and see what we can find. I'm looking and thinking that it's where that lorry is in front. Park up here and see what they got to say. So I've been in and the guy says, yep, right place, but I'm delivering to a different door. So I've got to go around here, and it should be, and around the roundabout, and it should be on my right. That will make it easier for me to back into. Not much room here at all. marvellous. Let's just double park. I won't be just in front of him somewhere. No. No, I'll go in that gap there. So I got it on a bay. I was too busy to film it. It's a bit tight. It's just narrow as well, which is strange. With the doors open, it really is quite tight. You have to put the suspension up so the door goes over the top of that ridge. So I think we're going to leave it to it. We've got a big warehouse here, plenty of bodies. Luckily, there's a cafe across the way. I'll get a cup of coffee and wait for them to finish. We're nearly there. They've only got a little bit more to take off. I'd like to say thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in 2023.